So the next step would be getting these down as much as possible. So here I'm going to move this, and I have this flattened, and that's easy for me to see. How about here? That's going to take a little bit more doing, because now I'm going to look at this as the top and this is the bottom. And these are going to be sort of the sides that we're talking about. So that's going to be like this. And I have to see which centers belong where. You know, which edges belong where. And that's a little more difficult to see. Do I have anything that's facing up or facing where they're not supposed to be? So looking at this, the first thing that I did is I had a piece that was like this, and I just moved it down there. Kind of got lucky. So I'll have to look at the relationship of these edges to the center to figure out where they're supposed to be. For instance, I noticed that this turns quite well, so I know that all of these are fine, just like these edges here. However, here, this doesn't, because I've got this edge. This edge is one off from the center, and this is hugging the center, so this belongs here. That would be an equivalent of this piece being here, so that's like this situation. But what's upside down? So let's take a look at this. This is right on the center, so that's where it needs to be. And this is one off of the center. Now the way this is this whole thing here, this is this face. This is this top face here. And I know that because this center is sort of defining all of that. Where's actually my center? Rather, this is the centerpiece here. So I know that this is rotated wrong. This is rotated wrong. So I'm going to move this simply to here for now. And now notice I've got these three edges here, these three centerpieces, which belongs in this center area, and this is just the one, so that's good. Now this also actually belongs here as well, and this, well, this is one off from the center, and this is right on the center. So in reality, this is upside down. This is wrong. Okay, so I see this. I'm going to move this back here. Because if I do that, this is rotated correctly. You know, what I should probably do is do the innermost centers first. But these will tend to bandage things. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try the innermost centers. So all of these belong because it's right up against the center here. This one doesn't. This is one off. And this is right up against the center. So this is turned upside down. So this has to be flipped because this is right up against the center and this is one off, which belongs here. This has to be one off. How about this guy? This is where it needs to be. So this is right side up, this is right side up, and this is upside down. The problem is, I'm not going to be able to turn it around unless I deal with this. This is in the wrong place. So where does this belong? This, let's see, this needs to be, this is so hard. Okay, so let's analyze this right now. Right now, I know that this is not where it should be. This is upside down. This has to be simply swapped. Is there anything else aside from this? This is where it needs to be. This is where it needs to be. And this, likewise, is where it needs to be. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this terminal layer over here. So everything is fine except for this, which must be turned upside down. This guy is wrong. So what if I were to move this guy next to this and do like a Red Bull algorithm? Now somewhere in here is an edge that belongs here. So where might that be? It's one that's two off. And that might be this guy. Yeah, this guy. So these two need to swap. These two need to swap. So let's see, how can I do that? Now there's ways of doing it easily here to cause things to swap. For instance, what I could do here is move this out, turn this like so that they're right across from each other, turn this so that these two are right across from each other. Then what I do is I move it down, then I put them here, exchange it, bring it back. I'm just going to put back what I put in. So in that way I'm able to bring that all in. Now I was able to do that pretty simply and easily here, not so simply and not so easily. So are these the only ones that have to be exchanged on this side? So these are all in, as we've attested to. This is wrong. So it looks like there's just two. Oh, wait a minute. No, this one also. So this one is right up against it and is one off, not two, but one. So these two across from each other, they both don't belong here. They both belong to the equivalent of here, right here. So if you can imagine, these two are like here, like that, and they're across from each other. One here and one here. Well, actually, one here and one here. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. So both of these are not where they need to be, so we must have two that have to be exchanged. So it is a similar situation, because this is right up against the center, this is one off. This is right up against this, this is one off, this is right up against the center. Okay, I can visualize what has to happen. It's just going to take some doing. But basically, I'd have to take this, move this like so. Okay, now I want to move these two directly across from each other, but I'm going to have a hard time visualizing, and I can easily run into trouble. So before I do that, because what I can do is now this can turn see, it's this snagging that's going to kill me. Okay, 1, 2. What I did is I put these two right across from each other, and that's a similar thing that I did before, right across from each other. Okay, now I have to exchange it, find a way to exchange it with something that belongs here, and hope that they're right across from each other. This is one, and this is right up against it, so that's just upside down. Alright, where might it be? Where might you be? This is one. Okay, this is so scary. All these are right. Okay, right here, this guy. And this guy. This is 1, 2 off, and this is 1, 2 off. So they're already across from each other. Already across from each other. Okay, so stick with me with this one. This is going to be a bold maneuver. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it here. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to just simply go like this. Exchange these edges here. Now let me move it back real quick. Okay, let's keep our perspective here. Which were the ones, okay, this one and this one, these two. So I'm actually going to move it this way. I got to move it this way. Bang, just like that. Just like that. And now I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and before I forget anything that I did, this moves back right here. Kersplat. Clunk. Okay, now I remember this guy moved, and that's what I'm going to do. Now you can see this is freed up here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I believe this moved to 1, 2. Now, if my theory is correct, I'm back to this level. Did it work? Well, all these can move, all these can move, and now let's see what we're doing here. All these are where they should be, but some of them are indeed upside down. Okay, I think. Yeah, so taking a look over here, I'm just looking at these three. This is wrong, so this is all the way in and one out, so this has to be flipped. Anyone else that has to be flipped on this side? This one also has to be flipped, I believe. Yeah, so I just have these two. So what meaning does this have? Well, this has to be flipped and this has to be flipped. Is that it? No, these are all right. This is not right, so this has to be flipped. Okay, so it looks like there's three. That doesn't make sense. But this has to be flipped. This is okay. All these are okay. And this has to be flipped. Not this. Okay, what that means is I'm going to move this here, if I can. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, think about what I just did, because I sure as heck don't know. No. So, what happened here is I line this up, and let's make sure this is, okay. Yeah, this is all good over here. This has to look like this. This is our central area. Yeah, this is our central area. I'm missing one centerpiece here because it's this. These two have to be flipped. The rest is good. This is all good. This all in the middle here has three. Don't worry about these. So, what I surmise is that this has to be red bold. I do a red bold algorithm between these two and it'll flip it. And we'll set it right. Now, I got to do a Red Bull algorithm with this beast, with all the snagging and everything. So there's a lot that can go wrong. Let's see what happens. You ready? Because I'm not. 2R, bring this back. To B, to U, and then L. Then we do if we can, to up, RI, to up, R, to up. Whew. Okay, this will be a to F. That was merciful. R. There we go. Whew. To F. Finish it off with a LI and another 2B if I can. B, just give me one more 2B and we're good. 2B and 2R. Okay, now after all that struggling, that should have got all of these in. I didn't destroy anything. So all of these are in. I've got 3 centerpieces here, 1 across over here, 3 over here, and 1 over here. So there you have it. These have now been freed up. Now I got to free up the terminal ends here by doing more Red Bull algorithms. So what's right side up, what's upside down? So I've got a couple here, it looks like. This is good. These both are good. just like that. This one is not good. This is upside down, and this is upside down. They're both upside down, so they can be red bold. And this and this is upside down. No, this is right side up. This is right side up, but it appears that this and this are also upside. So these two are upside down. These two are upside down, and these two are upside down. So I've got these two. So that's 4 that are potentially upside down. Now, I could use this to my benefit somehow. And the way that I think I can use this is if this is upside down and this is upside down, and so are these, and they're right across, what if I temporarily went like one, two. I went like this. So these two and these two are next to each other. Now let me figure this out. If these guys are next to each other, then I can take this and move it 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now what I can do, and I gotta really remember what I did when I get it back. Oh, the sticker's coming off. I guess I can move it like this. 1, 2. These guys move. Now I can just move this up like so. Now I gotta remember to move this back. Can I? Huh? Can I? Huh? Ooh. Well, I gotta do everything I can to move this back. 1, 2. And now, as I recall, this moved also to 1, 2. Okay, that, I think, took out all of the bandaging of this last side. Now, I have to say, this could have gone a very different way, and I think I got lucky. Believe it or not, I actually got lucky with how that is. Because now, everything should be set up. All these centers are correct, even in these terminal layers. And all of these are set up as well. But there are situations that might not have turned out so lucky with that. Because now what I'm left with is I'm left with putting in centers. That's all. Putting in centers, when I do that, I like to put in these centers first. This is easy here. That's like that. Same thing here. I can just put this in like so. I want to put all of these guys around. Just gonna move it like that. Okay, that's all fine. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. Okay, I think what I might have to do is get these edges in first before the centers, because it's going to be hard to figure out what center goes where if I don't have the edges. So I'm going to start with this. This is in, all of these are in. This is one that's out, and both of these are out. So I'm going to do a URF algorithm to just sort of swap these guys, because I know that at least one of them are going to be in. So we have a 2U. To R and to F, to U, to U, and to F, to R, to U. Now, I'm basically living in fear of the fact that I may have certain parities that are going to require some algorithms to get through this. Now, all of these are in, all of these are in, and these two are out, okay? Now, to those who follow my tutorials will know that this is a certain kind of a parity called a floppy parity. A floppy parity is a little bit harrowing, but I got to swap these guys, and the way that that's going to work is, well, the way that this is going to work is I have to pair these two and I have to pair these two. That's how that's going to work. And the way that that's going to happen is that this is the equivalent of these two having to swap. So that's like, what I'll have to do is bring this up. So the equivalent to that is, let's say I've got these guys here, to U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. So these are in, and these are in. So this is that same situation, but in this case, it's like this. This is what I've got. In that, well, actually no, they're opposite each other. So it's like this. This is the situation that I have. And the way that this is going to work is I've got to pair these two. So I'm going to move this up like so and do a red bullet algorithm to R, to B, to U, L, to up, RI, to up, R, to up, to F, R, to F, Li, to B, then I do a 2R, and you can see when I move it like this, they're paired. So they're fine, then I move this back down. I cause this center to come out, but that's okay. So that's what I have to do here. So I gotta keep my wits about me and do exactly that. So what that's gonna entail is this is gonna come down, well, let me think. Yeah, I just have to pair them. So now this one just got fixed automatically. That's not going to happen here. What's going to happen is that they're going to be on opposite ends. So there's no way to avoid it. So I'm going to move this up here. And now I just red bullet. And let's see what happens. Because when I red bullet, then they'll be paired together. So that's going to be 2R. To B, to U, L, to up, RI, to up, R, to up, to F, R, to F, and finally Li, to B, and to R. Now, did I destroy it? I hope not. I'm going to bring this up here. Okay, now what I've done is this. I have paired these guys. This is where it needs to be. These two simply need to be swapped. Well, that's a URF algorithm, so without getting too much into detail with it, I'm just going to do it. To U, to R, to F, to U, to F, to R, to U, and there you have it. The floppy parity is taken care of. In, and in. So you can see my top and bottom are almost completely done, and it's looking more solid. What I want to do now is I want to work on these centers and get those centers in. And that I can easily do just with sliding U techniques. So is there anything up here that quite obviously belongs down here? And it's going to be within these 3 layers. If I were to move this like so, nope. This like so, and nope. Okay, so in terms of what might belong here, I'm looking at this guy, and if I move him down like so, he seems to fit, so he likes that. So what I can do is try to move him in. Now I guess I could do Well, I was thinking of doing a U or F, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move him to here and then do it that way. So it's going to be down on the right, left rather, slide it, if I can, I don't know if I can, there you go, slide it down to here, move it down from the middle, if I can, slide them back, and try to move them up if I can. I'm coming against a hard barrier here. Oh, that's you, huh? Move them up here, slide them back, and move this whole thing up, hoping that I did not lose my perspective or my orientation, because to do that will indeed undo much of what I just did. And this whole thing has to move. Okay, so what I did in essence is I placed what was here up here, and now I gotta find where it is. I think it's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna move this here and see if this is where it goes. Yes, so move them down over to here. Move this down like so. Well, that moved pretty easy. That's good. Move this down. Ooh, such smooth moving. Now that alignment is easier to achieve, but I am by no means out of the water in any way. A lot can go wrong. This will move here. This will move down. This middle will move up. If I can. Oh, I cannot lose alignment or concentration. If I lose where I'm at right now, I am dead. Am I dead? Am I dead? Hope not. Don't want to be dead. Oof. This moves here. And this moves like so. Okay, that was close. I lost my alignment, and something went wrong, and that could have been very bad. But at the end of the day, I put this one in. I don't know if I did damage to something else. I don't think that I did, but like I say, that was pretty harrowing. Anyway, so now I need to find other things that can come into here. Now let's see. Does this come to here? No, that's too big. How about this one? This one might. One, two, 1, 2. No, that doesn't belong. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that means what belongs here comes from here somewhere. So let me see. Now I keep thinking of this as the side that I'm working with. It's actually this. This is the side that I'm working with. This, nope. This one. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Could be. I like it. Okay. I think it's not exact though. I don't know. It's not exact. I'm going to say no. How about this one? This one is a potential nope. Nope. Okay, maybe up here somewhere. I always get nervous when I move this side here. This? Nope. Maybe this? No, I'm quite sure no. How about this? Running out of options here. Nope, that's not it. Okay, takes us right back here. Okay, let me view this another way. I'm thinking maybe one of these. 1, 2. Nope, 1, 2. That ain't it. I'm pretty sure this should come up here somewhere. 1, 2. Does that fit? No, I don't think so. 2. Let's wheel this around here and see if it fits up here. 1, 2. Yeah, that's good there. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. And am I sure? Okay, but to take that out, I would really like to put something that belongs here. Maybe it's actually in here. There is that possibility. I actually do have a way of figuring that out because I can line it up. No. Here maybe? No, not big enough. Well, I'd like to put one in here because then I can take that out. Let me reevaluate this here. Maybe I was a little too hasty. Yeah, you know what? I like this. The more I think about it, the more I like it. Might not be exactly right, but in any case, it will work. So we're going to go down. And then turn. Down. Turn it back. Oh, if I can. Okay, so I got this in. So for the first time, we have all of these done. Now I have to find what comes into here. And I have a sneaking suspicion it's this. So I have to bear in mind this is my side here. That's what I'm going to get back. And this will see if we can move this down here. And yes. So this comes here. And we're going to turn this up. Got to be very careful. I move only what I want, or need rather. This moves up over here. And this moves down. Move it back to the right. Make sure I'm not bound up anywhere. There we go, I think. Yes, maybe. This comes back over here. And now this comes up where it once went down. If it doesn't snag too much. And now this will come back. Make sure I've got the right layers. I am forever worried that I'm putting the wrong layers in. And now this comes up. Just like that, I think. Alright, and now we turn... now we gotta turn this back up, I believe. Okay. This comes here, and this comes here. Okay, 1, 2. The hope is that I did not lose alignment. If I did, this would be wrong. Okay, so now this is here. I've got one more to go. Could it be this one? And, well, no, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Is it over here somewhere? Is it this one? I'm still going to say no. This one seems to belong here, so I'm going to guess it's somewhere here. So let's turn this over here. I don't think it's this guy, but let's try it anyway. Oh, maybe. Yeah, surprisingly, it is. So this moves here. And we're going to move this up. Yeah, okay. This moves up. Are we critically snagged? Which means couldn't do it to save our lives. There we go. Move it like so. Now we move this down. And now we move this back. And we move this up. I move this back like this. Move this up. And then move it back down. Like this. Okay. Now let's quickly move this back because I can easily lose perspective, just like that. Okay, so this is in and this is in, and that's a pretty good place to be now because that's going to isolate what's belonging over here. Now, this is all sliding U technique. What you saw is basically the equivalent to this. Turn this up here, turn, and turn. Okay, so this is what we have. Now it's a matter of getting these guys in.